The first time I heard them mock Arjun, it was during lunch break. I was grabbing coffee when I walked past the glass-walled conference room. Inside, the two co-owners of the company, Tom and Gary, were chuckling behind closed doors. "Maybe if we could understand what the hell he's saying, we'd have a working product by now," Tom said. Gary laughed. "Should have hired someone who sounds like they grew up here, not Mumbai." I stopped in my tracks. My stomach turned, but I kept walking. That was the kind of place it was. They never said it in public, but behind closed doors, they treated Arjun, the quiet, brilliant Indian programmer, like a foreign inconvenience. Never mind that he built the software they sold. Never mind that he worked longer hours than anyone else. They gave him the bare minimum respect, and even that felt grudging. But Arjun never reacted, never complained. He just sat at his desk, typed away, and nodded when they threw passive-aggressive comments his way. He kept his head down, which is why they never saw it coming. Because the guy they mocked? He's the reason the company doesn't exist anymore. Arjun joined the company about a year before I did. It was a small tech firm, the kind that claimed to be startup-minded, but was really just two arrogant middle-aged guys trying to ride the wave of trendy SaaS platforms. They talked a big game about innovation and disruption, but most of the work was built on the foundation Arjun quietly laid. He wrote the core of the software that powered our main product, an inventory and logistics platform for mid-sized retail chains. It wasn't flashy, but it worked. And it worked because of him. But they never gave him credit. In meetings, when investors or clients asked technical questions, they'd say, "We've got a dev in the back handling all the code." Or worse, "Some offshore genius, you know how it is." It was infuriating. He was literally sitting in the next room. Worse, they micromanaged his tasks, questioned his logic, and constantly compared him to other developers we've worked with. More local talent. One time, when a bug caused a minor glitch on a client dashboard, Tom openly blamed him on a call. "Sorry about that. Our overseas guy must have been half asleep when he pushed that update." Arjun was sitting 5 feet away. He said nothing. But I saw it in his eyes. A flicker. Like a match, striking stone. Things came to a head when the company landed a huge client. It was a national franchise. The deal was big enough to change everything. Salaries, hiring, expansion. They told Arjun he'd get a bonus. A generous one. They gave him a $100 Amazon gift card. And then told the rest of us at happy hour that he should be grateful for the opportunity to be part of something real. That was the night Arjun stopped staying late. He started showing up at 9 o'clock sharp, leaving at 5 o'clock on the dot. Still polite, still efficient. But something had changed. He stopped asking questions, stopped replying in the team chat unless necessary. And most importantly, he stopped commenting his code. 3 months later, things started breaking. The dashboard went down for 2 clients. A sync feature stopped working. Inventory data wouldn't save properly. The client reports, the automated PDFs that used to generate in seconds, took over 10 minutes to render. Tom and Gary flipped out. They blamed the servers, the integration team, me. But the truth was simple. No one understood how the system worked except Arjun. They called a meeting, demanded he explain. He brought his laptop, plugged it in, and calmly said, "The software is custom. I documented it for internal use. I can walk you through it." They said no, just fix it. He nodded. And for the next 2 weeks, things got worse. Clients started threatening to cancel. Tom started breathing heavier, pacing more. Gary tried hiring a third-party contractor to come in and clean up Arjun's mess. The contractor took one look at the back end and said, "Whoever built this is either a genius or a sociopath, possibly both." They offered Arjun a raise. He declined. They threatened to fire him. He shrugged. "You won't be able to run it without me." And they laughed. "Sure, buddy, everyone's replaceable." So he left. I still remember the last thing he said before walking out. "You should probably back up everything by the end of the day, just in case." They didn't. 3 days later, the core system failed. Dead. Just dead. The login portal didn't load. The admin console spat out error messages. The databases were intact, but the logic, the layers of custom Python, the automation scripts, the interface hooks were scrambled. Encrypted, not maliciously, but designed in such a way that only Arjun understood how to maintain or rebuild it. Tom called him, screamed into voicemail. Gary sent emails begging for help. Arjun didn't respond. 2 clients pulled out, then 4 more. Contracts were terminated. Revenue tanked. A few of us quit. I stayed just long enough to collect my final paycheck, mostly because I wanted to watch the flames. Within 6 weeks, the company filed for bankruptcy. The site went offline. The office closed. Tom and Gary disappeared from LinkedIn. And Arjun? He moved to another city, started his own consultancy. I hear he only works with ethical companies now, ones that treat their developers like people. Good. Because he deserves better. And honestly, so did we. They mocked his accent, questioned his intelligence, treated him like a cog until the machine collapsed around them. Arjun never raised his voice, never lashed out. He didn't need to. He just let them walk themselves to the edge and then quietly stepped back. Some people burn bridges. Others build the bridge, wait for you to cross, and let the water rise beneath you. I think about that a lot, about how the quietest guy in the office brought down a company without ever breaking a rule, all because they couldn't see the worth in the person building their empire. They saw a stereotype. He saw the blueprint, and when he left, he took the foundation with him.